fishcreekradio.com and fishcreekradio.com. My guest tonight has a wonderful new album out. It is called Beautiful Secret, and I can't think of a better way to describe this album because when folks find out about this, it's going to be something that's not going to be kept a secret for very long. And our aim tonight is to give you a really good introduction to this album and play some songs for you and talk with the lady who has performed the wonderful and written many of the wonderful songs on this album. And she's from right here in Michigan, and I'm very pleased to know her. I've known her family for many years, and I had a very nice opportunity to hear some of these songs before they came out, and I was absolutely blown away. And I'm so glad to have her tonight. This is Monique Varsames. Monique, how are you?
Hey, Scott, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. First of all, thank you so much for getting this album to me and sharing with me, some preview before this came out. It was just an honor to be able to sit there with you and talk about these songs.
Well, I appreciate it as well. It was my pleasure.
Well, you have just knocked it out of the park with this album, and it takes you on a musical journey, and that's the best way I can describe it. And folks, when you in the days of downloading tracks and things like that, what I'd like to recommend to everybody is don't just buy one or two songs off this album. Get the whole thing and listen to it in its entirety, because it is just phenomenal to be able to put the headphones on and just really get into this music. It's fantastic.
Well, you know what? I appreciate you saying that, because that was really the intent in writing this album, is to really be able to take people on a journey with it. There's so many different emotions going on and different musical styles and instrumentation, so that really means a lot to me that you noticed that, so thank you.
Absolutely. Well, before we start talking about the songs on the album, Monique, give me a little bit of your musical background and how you got to where you are today with what you're doing with your music.
Sure, of course. Well, parents always say that I came out singing, so it's always something that's been a part of my life and something that I've always wanted to do. But, growing up in Traverse City and with all the great talent that was there, I had a lot of great opportunities to work with some really amazing people at a young age, starting out at Union Street Station with my good friends John Greilich and Kenny Olson, and, really just so many other people that I just could go on that just helped shaped me as an artist and performer at a very young age. And then I moved out to New York when I was 21, and I ended up going to the University of Bridgeport and got my bachelor's in music at the university there, and I was performing with a 9-piece band for about 12 years. And, just kept at it, kept writing music, and just kept it as a central part of my life, and it's just evolved from there. But the foundation, the root of how I grew up and who I was able to share the stage with and songwriting with is really kind of what shaped me into who I am. So.
Absolutely. Well, you've got some really heavy hitters on this album, not only the musicians, but the producer and everything. Tell me a little bit about the folks that helped put this together for you.
Yeah, I am so blessed. I can't even tell you, and I thank God every day for who I was brought to on this record. I have C. Lansbaum, who is an amazing human being and an incredible artist. He's also a Grammy Award-winning musician and mixer. So he worked with Pete Seeger on an album that won him the Grammy. So that's been amazing to be, working with him. And we have Sean Pelton, who's just on drums, who's incredible. He's been with Saturday Night Live's band for the last 20-plus years and worked with some amazing artists as well. And Dave Agar, who's one of my favorites on cello, is just an incredible musician. And, everyone, Joel Diamond on the organ, and just everyone that was part of this project brought something very unique to the table. And what my goal was to just allow them to be as creative as possible, because I knew they were so musical in their own right. So we just gave them the chord structure and let them run with it. And that's, really what helped bring this whole project to where it is today, is just allowing that freedom of expression and not inhibiting them in any way. And I'm really proud of that and very grateful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we were talking about musical genres and that sort of thing, and everybody always has to put something into a category. But with this album, I think it has such a mass appeal. We discussed the term Americana music, and maybe that's kind of where this would fit if we had to put it in a category. But I think that people that if they're into R&B, if they're into jazz, if they're into country, they're going to enjoy what's on the album. Not only because of the instruments, but because of the lyrics, and because of you have such a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you.
And the instruments, the production on this album allowed you to soar with your voice. It didn't. One of the things that just drives me nuts with so many recordings is that you get someone that's got such a great voice and they get buried from all the music, and that doesn't happen on this album. It's wonderfully done.
You know what? And that's all the magic of C. Because his ear is absolutely incredible. I mean, he calls me elephant ears, but his are even better. So, I mean, he just has such a keen sense of how music should be mixed, hence why he won a Grammy. I mean, he's unbelievable. And he just allowed the music to breathe, but not take over where it needed to. It was present where it needed to be, but taken away so that the vocals could speak for themselves. And that's a very unique quality to have, because not a lot of people can do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And folks, you can visit Monique's website. It's www.moniquevarsames.com. And we will put that information on our Facebook page as well, and all of our social media. And of course, you're on Facebook and all the usual media suspects online too, so you can go there and check out her music. It is also available on iTunes, and you can get a disc right from your website too, right?
Yeah, that'll be up and running in a little while. We had some production issues, so we're waiting to get those hard copies back. But in about another week or two, we'll have hard copies available. But right now, you can download it on iTunes, Google Music, a couple other sites like Amazon MP3 also has it up and going. So, yeah, there's a lot of those online venues that are definitely up and running. So,
wonderful.
Check it out.
All right. Well, tell me, and I know Jeannie, if she's going to be listening to this, she's going to be wanting to hear "Just a Fool" right away. But so tell me about "Just a Fool."
"Just a Fool." I wish I could make a video for that song right now, because I'll tell you what inspired me for that song is I was watching one of these old, country shows. With the wagon and the caravan, and they're going across the West, and I just visualized this woman and this man who are just on this caravan, and they're going across country, and when they're together alone, he's all in love with her and she's everything to him, and as soon as they get to that next town, boy, he's chasing the wild horses all over the place. So, meaning women. That's kind of what inspired me to write that song, because, watching the show, I can't remember the name of it, but that's sometimes what happens to me. I'll just be watching something, and I'll just have to run upstairs and write it all down, and, it turns into something like that. But "Just a Fool" is just that classic love story where, you're just thinking that you're all it, and you're really not. So it's a fun song. It's a lot of fun. It was a great song to record.
It is a great song, absolutely. Tell me about the title track, "Beautiful Secret."
Oh, "Beautiful Secret." Well, that's an interesting question that I'm still trying to answer myself. I feel that we all have something to share, or something inside of us that, not many people really know about. But you always kind of have someone safe in your life that you can share yourself with. And I guess that's what it's about, is just being able to, whether it's through music or with a friend or whatever it is that you do in life, that you kind of have a safe haven, and you always have a place where you can go and just let it all go and not worry about anything. And that song is kind of about that, just being able to be free and not worry about anything, no matter what your secret is.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
One of the songs that I kind of gravitate towards, and I'm not quite sure why, but there's just something about it. It's really touches me. It's called "Wake Me Up."
Yes. Wow. Yeah. That song. I actually had the pleasure of having my son sing on that song backgrounds with me. So I was really, really happy to be able to do that. But that song is a very intimate song for me. I won't give names, but it's definitely about someone in my life who we felt like we lost for a long time. And it's just about wanting them to kind of come home safe on their journey of life. That, you go through struggles and you go through hard times, and when you see someone you love go through that, you just kind of want to wake them up and say, listen, you're worth fighting for. Let's go. Come on. And that's what that song is about. It's just, trying to reach that person so desperately and get him to realize that there's so much more to life,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I like that one so much, and I want to take a little break here and play these songs we were just talking about, and if you've got some time, I'd like to have you come back and talk about some more songs on this album.
I'd love to. Thank you so much, Scott.
All right. MoniqueVarsames.com is the website. The album is brand new, folks, and it's called Beautiful Secret. We're going to play the title cut for you, and then Just a Fool and Wake Me Up, and we'll come back and talk to Monique some more. Stay with us as we continue right here on MKOCRadio.com and FishCreekRadio.com.
The soul that hurt you stays on your mind, and in your silence you're looking for a place to shine. Come into my love, and I will hold you beneath your fears. Watch your mountains crumble, reveal your heart, what lies inside is real. Your secret safe with me, oh, your secret safe with me. Be a ray of sunlight, be everything you've always wished to be. Your beautiful secret, it's been locked inside for no one to see. Come into my love, and I will hold you beneath your fears. Watch your mountains crumble, reveal your heart, what lies inside is real. Your secret safe with me, oh, your secret safe with me. Your secret safe with me, oh, your secret safe with me. secret, your beautiful secret, your beautiful secret, your beautiful secret. You say with me. You say safe with me, safe with me. He told you you were the love of his life. Said he tattooed your name on his heart. And he promised you a world full of wonder. A couple of circus clowns dancing in the rain. Your big blue eyes could always pull him back in. You knew just what to say to make him stay. You're just a fool, you're just a fool, you're just a fool. You're just a fool in love. How many hearts is he going to have to take until he's finally satisfied? And how many dreams are you going to have to fake until you finally feel alive? Your ruby red lips, they go and kiss the sky in hopes that you realize that you're just a fool, you're just a fool, you're just a fool. You're just a fool in love. You're just a fool, you're just a fool, you're just a fool. Just a fool in love. He's out chasing another wild horse. None that could ever compare to you. Well, enough is enough. How much more can you take? There's nothing left to give. You're just a fool, you're just a fool, you're just a fool. You're just a fool in love. You're just a fool, you're just a fool, you're just a fool. You're just a fool in love. You're just a fool. You're just a fool, you're just a fool. You're just a fool in love. You're just a fool, you're just a fool, you're just a fool. You're just a fool in love. count the days, count the ticking clock inside my head. I count everything. And on prayer I hold the truth, sea of lies, and I'm swimming through to wherever you are. Your battle cry will it keeps me searching, carve a notch to mark the day that I will find my way back to you. You know your road's still inside my pocket, tattered and torn, I can't seem to throw any part of who you were away. Wake me up, this must be a dream. There couldn't be anything else that could take you away from me. Follow the North Star and travel east and journeyed west. Must have a lesson to learn. Another fire burning red, a deep desire in my heart to touch the core, the soul of you. Your battle cry will it keeps me searching, carve a notch to mark the day that I will find you home and healed. The naughty rose still inside my pocket, tattered and torn, I can't seem to throw any part of who you were away. Wake me up, this must be a dream. There couldn't be anything else that could take you away from me. Wake me up, this must be a dream. There couldn't be anything else that could take you away from me. Where are you going? What are you looking for? I promise it could be so much better. I believe that you're worth fighting for. You know your road still in some pockets, tattered and torn. I searched the world just to find you again. Travel east and travel west, wherever you go. I just want you home with me. I don't want to see you go away from me. Oh, I just want you home, want you to go away.
All right, that is Monique Varsames from her brand new album, Beautiful Secret. I told you this was some good music, folks. Tell me about Waiting on a Star.
Oh, Waiting on a Star. Oh, gosh. Well, I'm a, huge American fan, and I love, my veterans and the people that protect this country. I just, every day thank God for them. And that song is actually inspired by a movie that I saw about an American veteran who gave his life. And it's just about how and it's a true story, American Sniper actually is what inspired me to write that song. How he went away on his, times across sea and fighting for us, and he would come back and he wouldn't be the same. And his wife just, kept saying to herself, "Where'd you go? Where'd you go?" It's like, waiting on you is like waiting for a star to form. I don't know where you went. And, just a heartbreaking story about how someone fighting so hard for us loses themselves along the way, and the sacrifices they make for us as a country and what they give up. And that's really what it's about. However, I did make a video for that song, and I kind of left it more wide open so that people could interpret the song in their own way, and it could touch them in the way that it needed to. But that was the inspiration behind the song.
You bring up an interesting point. You talk about your own experiences with writing these songs, and of course that's how these songs come into being. But I think it's such a cool thing that other people will listen to these songs and they'll relate to them in their own way, from their own experiences. And to me, I think that's kind of the pinnacle of being a good songwriter, is being able to accomplish something like that.
Well, you know what? It was really my goal, especially with that song, because we all go through different things and we all relate to things differently, and I was just trying to just keep it a little bit more wide open. But, if you're asking me why I wrote it, it's definitely a little deeper than that. But I, again, want people to be able to interpret it their own way. So when you see the visual video of it, you'd probably never get that it's about some guy who sacrificed his life for our country. But that was the intent. So let's see how it touches people in their own way, right?
Do you have that video on your website?
I do. It's actually on YouTube. There's a link on my website to it. Or you can just Google, Monique Varsames, YouTube, Waiting on the Star.
All right. We'll find that and get that on our page, too, because that's
Great.
something everybody needs
Thank
to
you.
see. There's a couple songs on here, and they're back to back, and I have a feeling that maybe you did this for a reason, because they kind of almost tie into each other a little bit. Blue Sunset and Indigo Ocean.
Right. Okay, well, I'll start with Indigo Ocean. Indigo Ocean was written for my mother, who passed away a couple years ago. And, I never really lived with my mom. I had the, greatest gift in my Aunt Jeannie, who raised me, and I'm grateful for that every day. But, Indigo Ocean is about my mother's life and kind of how she struggled through her life and what she went through, and maybe in some way as just a tribute to her in the best way that I could kind of allow myself to write about. So Blue Sunset goes in a completely different direction, but in the same sense that, love is lost, whether it's with a parent or with, someone that, in your past or, even beyond that. So it's, I guess the titles kind of coincide with one another, but it's really about just that loss and letting go and trying to navigate through all of that in life, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I kind of drew some parallels on those two songs from kind of what I heard in there. But again, that's my own interpretation, So there you got me again.
Listen, it's always complicated when you're trying to talk about songs that you wrote, because sometimes if I could have a song that there's 3 or 4 different things that I'm thinking about when I'm writing the song, so it's not necessarily about one person or one experience or one show that I saw or one anything. It for me, it could be multiple things too, so I get it.
I'm always curious to ask songwriters about this. As far as your style of writing and how you write your songs, do things kind of come to you in a really quickly, or do you actually sit down and say, okay, I'm going to write a song, or how is your approach with your writing?
Sure. Typically, a melody will come in my head, and a few lyrics will come in my head, and then I'll just sit down with my acoustic guitar or the piano, and it typically will start coming pretty quickly. There's only really one song on this record that I had to really work hard for, and that was actually Beautiful Secret. I wrote that one on the piano, which I typically don't do. I usually write all my songs on the guitar. And for some reason, I just, it was just one of those ones you struggle with, trying to make it all work. But in the end, it was worth it, because that song is really special to me. So, most of them actually just come. They come very quickly, and I feel very blessed and lucky that happens for me. So working hard for Beautiful Secret, I really appreciate it, that song very, very much. So.
Well, that's obvious, because that's the title of your CD, and I think usually the title is probably the most prominent song in your mind for an album title, so that makes sense.
Right. And you know what? When you work, not that I didn't work hard for all the others, but certainly that one was the toughest for me as a songwriter. So.
Well, I'd like to. I want to play a few more songs and come back and talk to you again about a few more of these if you've got time. Waiting on a Star, I'd like to play, and then I'd like to play Indigo Ocean and Blue Sunset. I want to play those together and then see. I'll be curious to see what my listeners have to say about their opinions of these two songs together, because I just think they're both of them. I don't know, it's just like a saga to me, I guess.
You know what? It kind of is, and it's interesting that you see it that way. I'll have to go back and listen to them with that in mind, actually, because now you have me, looking more into it, too. Maybe subconsciously I chose it that way for a totally different reason.
Yeah, well, hey.
Investigate that.
That's all right. Well, again, folks, it's Beautiful Secret. MoniqueVarsames.com is the place to go. And, of course, you can get it on iTunes. Get this album, folks. We're going to play some more cuts for you, and we'll come back and talk to Monique here in just a moment.
Thank you.
I've been waiting far too long for you to come home. It's been like waiting for the northern lights to shine. Nothing I do can bring you back to me the way that I remember you. Until you let go, till you let go, till you let go of that world. It doesn't belong to us. Waiting on you is like waiting for a star to form. Waiting on you is weighing heavy on me. Waiting on you is like waiting for a star to fall. And my wish is for you to come home. Well, I know it hasn't been easy fighting for a war that just doesn't seem to ever end. All your dreams are turned inside out, and nothing is going to make sense. Till we let go, till we let go, till we let go of those scars never belonged to us. Waiting on you is like waiting for a star to fall. Waiting on you is weighing heavy on me. Waiting on you is like waiting for a star to fall. My wish is for you to come home. My wish is for you to come home. Come home, come home, my love. I know it hasn't been easy fighting for a war that you just don't understand. But we need to let go, need to let go, need to let go of those scars that don't belong to us. Waiting on you is like waiting for a star to fall. Waiting on you is weighing heavy on me. Waiting on you is like waiting for a star to fall. And my wish is for you to come home. My wish is for you to come home. My wish is for you to come home. Come home, come home, my love. Come home, my love. My wish is for you to come home. My wish is for you to come home. My wish is come home. My wish is for you to come home. I remember you, my love. It's the wish for you to come home. It's the waiting on my wish. My wish. Got your hand stretched across the ocean, trying the best that you can to take on the world all by yourself. That you plan. You've been down a hard road. You've been spat out in the face. You've been told that you are worthless, but you know that's not the truth. Nobody has the answers. Nobody knows. Nobody has the answers except your soul. Your mind, it keeps on changing. Your true colors show. You're so scared to move on now from all the stories you've been sold. Afraid no one will love you. Leave you singing near except your soul. Nobody has the answers. Nobody knows. Nobody has the answers except your soul. Just take what you can now. Do whatever it takes to follow that feeling of hope wherever it goes. Nobody has the answers. Nobody knows. Nobody has the answers except your soul. Nobody has the answers. Nobody knows. Nobody has the answers except your soul. There is a red and blue colored sunset shining in the sky tonight. While I walk alone down this empty street, think back to you, think back to something sweet. You drew me in again with your eyes. I've seen that look before. I have known your way too long. You can't fool me anymore. I am wandering these streets tonight. How I wish you were here. I am wondering, will I sleep tonight? How I wish you were near. Oh, how I wish that you were here. How I wish that you were near. How I wish that you were here. I wanna kiss you underneath your skin. I wanna dance inside your heart. I admit I've been afraid to go there with you. I'm not as strong as you may think I am. We've been down this road time and time again. The clock strikes 12
All right, that is Beautiful Secret, the album from Monique Varsames, and I'm so glad to have her on the show with me tonight and talking about this fantastic music that she's put out. Monique, one of the instruments that is very prominent on this album, and it's a little bit unusual, but what it's done for you, I think, is giving you just a wonderful sound, is the cello.
Yes, my favorite instrument, absolutely, and it is exquisite. And Dave Agar is an unbelievable person, an artist, and he literally came in, and he must have layered some of those songs 15, 20 tracks. He's just a genius. The guy is unbelievable. I was in awe of him for every moment that he was there. He gave me goosebumps. He's an incredible, incredible musician. He's on, artists like Coldplay, Viva La Vida, and to be able to have him on my record was a true blessing, and really just was a game changer. He really understood the music, and Beautiful Secret was actually his favorite song. And if you just really take the time and listen to what he did, and having the freedom to be able to play what he wanted and what he felt, is very magical. And I often listen to just the instrumental tracks because I do have those as a master as well, because I appreciate the music so much that I just want myself completely out of it. Literally, like I will listen to it in my car while I'm driving because I just don't want to hear. I love my songs, don't get me wrong, but the music to me is such an important part of it, and I'm so grateful for everything that they brought to my records that I just want to listen to them.
That's awesome. I know you were very hands-on at producing this album along with C. Yes. Were there some things on this album that you were very insistent on, and then maybe you guys probably had different opinions, and then all of a sudden you kind of realized that maybe he found something in there different that you thought was even better than what your original intent was?
That's interesting because I'm pretty stubborn. And I like things the way that I like them. Not to say that I'm not flexible, but when I have a vision, I really want to follow through with it. But the magic of C. Landsbaum is this: he is like a guru. He's so gentle and has such a humble spirit about him that no matter what you say or how you want things, his approach is so beautiful that he just somehow is able to kind of steer you in a way that you may not have gone. And I am so thankful because he literally took me to places that I would have never gone without even really, saying it or asking me. He just kind of guided me and turned me, and it was unbelievable. I have to say, one of the most amazing experiences of my life working with him. And he and his wife have become very close to me, and I love them dearly because they're just amazing people. He's one of the finest human beings I've ever met.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, speaking of finest human beings, Jeannie, your Aunt Jeannie, has been a dear. She's done my taxes forever, and she's absolutely the best. But over these years we've become friends, and she is just one of the coolest people on the planet. And I'm so uplifted every time I get to spend time with her. And you will not find anyone else that will ever promote you better than she does. She's been talking about you and your music ever since I've known her, and I know how proud she is of this project.
And you know what? She is my rock, and she always has been. Not really sure how my life would have turned out without having her in it. The thing about Jeannie is she allows you to be the lotus flower that you need to be. So coming up from the mucks of whatever it is you need to go through in this life to try to bring you to where you need to be. She's always allowed me to have that space and never really pushed me other than be who you are and always be true to that and always be grateful for what you have in your life and who comes into your life. And that lesson has literally stayed with me since I was young. Everyone that comes into my life touches me in some way, good, bad, or indifferent, and it's how I react to it and what I take away from it that's going to determine the outcome, and she was my greatest teacher in that. So, yeah, she's pretty phenomenal.
She is very phenomenal. Most people really dread going to their accountant and having their taxes done.
Taxes done, exactly. Who wants to do that? But
I look forward to it. We get the stuff we got to get done, and it really becomes more of just a social thing. And we just sit and talk,
right.
And she's like, "Yeah, I'll finish this up later."
Right? Yeah, with your Dunkin' Donuts coffee or whatever it is she has brewing. Yeah, I know.
But I think the world of her, and I want to thank her for getting us together too, because it was a true pleasure to be able to meet you in person and sit and I thank you so much for sharing this album with me and my listeners, and I hope that folks will draw from this some of their own experiences and really enjoy what you've done here, and I know that they will.
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate you taking the time to share it, and it was a pleasure meeting with you and talking with you as well, and I'm very grateful for that, so thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. MoniqueVarsames.com is the place to go. The album is called Beautiful Secret, folks, and please go pick this up. You're going to absolutely love it. And we're going to play the lead cut on this album for you right now. This is called Runaway. Monique, thanks again for being on the show.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
State line, don't ever want to look back. I got faith in the pocket of my worn out jeans. Want you up in the womb of a cold hard sky. It's hard to put yourself back together. And you've been wrong. You're safe and sound. You wanna run away. Climbing out on my skin, thinking I might find the answers if I shared all of my story. want you all